Good morning, everybody. Sorry for the long wait. I mean, I should have still very tired though. But in case anyone want to know, I did have a headache last night, kind of due to the hot weather. But right now I'm fine. So the only thing is that I just kind of overslept. I just kind of overslept last night, so did a little bit too much. Like a little way too much than I initially expected. But in any case, today will be just another day, another exercise. Don't really want to talk too much on that. I mean, I just want to see how much I can do today. Keep it like this. I stretch. I will do accordingly to what the game wants us to do.
Keep your posture straight. 3, 2, 1, go! Alternate bringing your knees up to touch the ring con. Breathe out as you raise your knees. Last time. All right, good. Next is the heel lifter stretch. Bring the insides of your ankles up toward the ring con. Be mindful of your body and stretch within the range of your ability. Last time. Yes, just like that. Next is the back straightening stretch. Take a big step forward and drop your hips. Focus on lowering your body without putting too much weight on your front foot. Be sure to keep your lower back straight. Let's do one more of each. All right, good. Finally, spread your feet. Raise the ring con above your head and lean to the side. Focus on leaning to the side without bending forward. This should stretch both the muscles in your sides and in your arms. Let's do one more of each. Great job!
Alright. You mentioned something. Celebrate the small victory. Well, I will only celebrate once I get very, very slim. Yeah, how did I miss that though? Yeah, I missed that. But I don't want to. How do I keep on missing that though? I hardly missed that first coin. Yeah, right now at the start I'm really missing it. Yeah, got it.
Outstanding. You did it. Okay, let's fly. Score. Check the enemy's color, then select a skill.
Guess I'll do one set of Polygon. So, with that said, let's go for a first on this tree.
Okay, let's go.
It's definitely not what I want to do. I like to do sport. It's just that at the very minimum, I would say each day I'll try to do a little bit of sport.
Fantastic. Nice. Shot.
At the very minimum, I won't say every single day. But that, if my leg is hurt, I will not do it. No.
Excellent. Well done. Wonderful. Yes. Yes. Amazing. Great. Okay.
嗰個個上狂咁面，
Fantastic.
頭先地屌絲佬，
Fine
跟住嗰個嚟，
Nicely done. Well done.
係啦。Although right now I'm doing ring exercise at the moment, so I
Awesome.
mean I just started it, so I won't sound so tired, but I think later in a while you'll definitely become tired.
Fine work. Excellent.
Hi, Dada.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Keep it up.
Also the voice actually go in. Hey, baby.
Good job. Perfect. Neat. Great. Let's pick up the pace. Nice. Fantastic. Keep it up. Fine work.
Why, thank you for the roses.
Neat. Yes.
Oh, you have a nice day.
Well done. All right. Great. 5 more. You got it. Very nice. 3. Good job. Well done. Nice. Flawless. Enemies disoriented. Now's our chance.
Oh.
Bull rush.
Man. Oh, let's continue.
Be sure to keep your upper back.
Oh my god, I hate it.
Apple. You should feel it in your stomach when you breathe out.
Yeah,
Select a skill.
really too fast. We'll do a squat first.
Wonderful. Great. Awesome.
Oh.
Great. Very nice.
Oh.
Excellent. All right. Shot.
Oh.
Well done. Fantastic. Yes. Yes. Amazing. Very nice. Perfect.
Oh.
Excellent. Nicely done. Okay. Amazing. Fine work. Good job. Keep it up. Great. Nice. Neat.
Oh.
Fine work. Wonderful. Okay. Excellent. Great. Amazing. Nice. Shot.
Fucking yeah.
Oh, challenge yourself. Fantastic. Okay. Very nice. Nice. Excellent. 10 more. Great. Okay. Very nice. Neat. You got it. 5 more. Great. Good job. 3. Well done. Okay. 1 left.
Oh.
Perfect.
Oh. 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 My goodness me.
Lucky break. You got this. Squat. Okay, let's move. This exercise uses a wide range of muscles. Good job. Fantastic. Nice. Very nice. Keep it up.
Oh.
All right. Nice. Well done. Awesome. Yay.
Oh.
Great job. Go drink some water.
Ah, 累的。
Select a skill.
I just found person. For now.
Okay, let's move. Focus on your chest muscles and press in. All right. Excellent. Great. Keep it up. Okay. Neat. Excellent. Great. Wonderful. Yes. Yes. Amazing. Fantastic. Good job. Amazing. Fine work. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Konami. How's your day? Tuesday well, although right now I'm doing ring fit exercise at the moment.
Nice.
Whew.
Good job. Perfect. Yes. Yes. Nicely done. Very nice.
You're fine, that's good to know.
Nice.
Right, in the very good health.
Excellent.
The only thing is,
Well done.
I wonder how is it that for me, I got some confidence in my strength. I mean, I can carry out to 30 to 40 kg of weight.
Let's keep going. And action.
But how is it that my stamina always so weak?
Come on. Fine work. Yes. Yes. Tempo. Okay. Excellent.
So I guess right now, I'll just continue to do some more ring fit exercise.
One more. Great.
Hopefully I can slowly gain.
You got
I mean, the most important thing for me is like just slowly lose my weight, and that should be fine as overall.
push and pull rush.
Oh.
Use a full range of
Oh, oh, oh my god. Oh my. Oh.
You should feel it in your stomach, not your arms.
Oh. How many reps do I have to do today though?
Skill. Overhead press.
Oh, head.
Okay, let's move. Push in. You should feel it in your stomach. Great.
Oh.
Sharp. Very nice. Nice. Okay.
Oh. My goodness me. Oh. That does it. Whew.
Drop your hips.
Right. And then continue. Whew. It's only 10 minutes of exercise. Hmm. I wonder. So I don't want to save that. I wonder if I do running today instead. Continue. Let's not even consider pushing. Gym. Gym is basically the running car. No. Oh dear. I hate the unable to see. Ooh. Ooh. Alright. Let's.
Ready? Great effort. Lift your heels to work your calf muscles too. Outstanding. You can lift your knees higher for a more intense workout.
Oh, I missed one coin. I can see the last row though. Yeah, wait. Please don't tell me I have to repeat this. Run again. I don't like this mini game. It's very hard when I can see the thing. Oh, I missed the last point. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Oh. Ah. It's so hard to see the floating coin though. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What am I working? Oh my, I think tonight, not tonight. It's really morning in Japan. I'm doing it mostly on the running course. The only thing is that the ring fit running course is just basically I'll be jogging on the spot, and clearing some obstacle with squat, maybe at hole and whatsoever. And if I encounter monster, I have to use other type of skill exercise like squat, knee to chest, all these different type of exercise to deal damage to the enemy. And the only thing is that, like I mentioned earlier, my stamina is not really that good, so I seldom do the running course. Even though running course is part of the main part of this game, because I don't really like about one part of the running course is that some of the part is just so janky. It's just so janky, and the only thing is sometimes some of the, like for example the knee lift one, basically it's using the sensor on the controller that is attached to the leg, and sometimes when I lift my knee up, it doesn't capture it. So it's like sometimes I do additional knee lift, lifting my knee very up high, and it doesn't capture it. So in a sense, it's like it's just weird. You did leg and back is that's nice. I think today I'll be just doing basically running instead. It's like sometimes I just decided to do just running instead. The only thing is that so far the highest record I ever did squat in a day was 350, and it's just kind of amazing that after that I can still go out, go and buy some grocery, take a look, maybe walk around in the shopping district at Sanjo Shijo area. And most of my friends keep asking like, how are you still able to walk after that much exercise? You hate running? I don't really like running. Jogging or brisk walking, I would in a way say is that I prefer these two, because, and that's the reason why I don't really train on my stamina, because I never really sprint, like doing running or sprinting. It's like, why do I want to run out of breath that fast? So there are times when I prefer to actually go out for, like when I went out for walking. It's mostly basically like going to the shopping district to actually go for a walk. And most of the time, like most of my friends say that only female will do that, but I was like, guys can do that, you know. It's also a form of exercise if you go out, walk in the shopping district. You're just like walking for maybe like 2 hours, 3 hours. That is also a form of exercise, for goodness sake. And there are times when Even just going out for a walk
Keep it up.
is nice, but if you go for a shop, like going to a shopping district for a walk instead, that's like giving you a chance to go for exercise.
Select a skill.
Hello, super idols. Good morning. Do you sleep well? Right now, I'm just doing green exercise at the moment. Whew. Overhead squat then. Guess I have to do a bit of overhead squat. Whew. Oh yes, you did. That's good to know. Although right now I'm doing green exercise
Let's move.
early in the morning. Although in Japan it's gonna be noon soon.
Wonderful. Neat.
Actually, let me ask you guys, for those who exercise, do you prefer to like work out in the morning, afternoon, or nighttime though?
Keep it up.
And even if you don't exercise, if you have to choose like maybe the timing of exercise, which timing would you prefer?
Fantastic.
Because personally for me,
Nice.
I have been doing
Amazing.
exercise mostly in the morning. It's like once I wake up, if I need to use the toilet first, I will use the toilet first, and then after that I will just do it in the morning. You rather do it in early evening? I mean, that is also an option. Is there a reason for that? You do it on noon and weekend in the morning. Ah,
Shut.
it seems like everyone got their own preference on timing though. I mean, like for me, it's morning because it's like I woke up, use the toilet, do some exercise, and then start the day.
Correct. Nicely done.
And for the weekend, most of the time on the weekend, I got part time, so most of the time I'll be just like morning wake up, prepare for part time, and then go out. And at night time, once I come back, I'll be too tired after like washing the number of dishes. Cause no hot sun, and you're not a morning person. Ah, I get it. Even I don't like the hot sun. I mean, I don't mind the hot sun when I'm drying my laundry.
Fine.
But when it comes to the hot sun, yeah, I can understand it.
Wonderful.
I mean, for me right now, I'm exercising in my own room.
Excellent.
So at the very like, guess there's an air conditioner.
Well done.
Oh, but working out in the hot sun might be a huge problem though. Whew.
Nice.
I guess I'll be sweating a lot if I do that. I mean, like right now in Japan,
Shut.
the weather is actually similar to the weather in Singapore or most other country, but I would say it's near to Singapore because it's humid hot. It's just like this year in Japan, the weather is slightly hotter than usual though. Actually, it was actually reported in the news that it's been years before that it has been what they call it recorded high though. Especially on June last month, it was recorded way too high last year than previous year. And there was cases of heat stroke around Japan. But in any case, make sure everyone to drink enough water to prevent heat stroke. That's the most important thing. Even initially when I can't remember which day when the weather was like, getting hot. I was like initially maybe I don't need to switch on the air conditioner, but after 2-3 sessions of it, I was like, I can have none of it because it was too hot. Yeah, it's really hot, piping hot though.
You
You just go and throw an egg on the floor, and the floor will be and the egg will be cooked though. Even the funny thing is that when I say this in Japanese, is someone actually go and do it. Someone actually told me that he go and do it on the floor, and the egg white was cooked, but not yet the egg yolk. And I was like, well, you just cook a perfect egg. Oh. I mean, the temperature at that time was 41 degrees. It was so hot. Obviously, if you throw an egg on the floor, I was like, definitely your egg is gonna cook. Soft for your egg. I mean, oops. I mean, like if you do, I mean, if you throw, I mean, the floor was actually piping hot though. And that's why in Japan, that's why there is a thing in Japan that during hot weather, most of the Japanese people will go and pour water on the floor. It's like they are not trying to increase the humidity in Japan, but more likely it's actually to use the water to cool the floor to prevent such a case where you throw an egg on the floor and then the egg get cool. So initially I was like wondering why do the Japanese do it, and someone told me actually that it was actually to cool down the floor because it was very very hot, and most of the time when they say heat warm hot air or hot water rises. So by actually pouring water on the floor, although you add the humidity to the environment, you won't feel the heat from the ground floor. So you don't feel the heat from the ground. By doing that, you are actually kind of cooling your surrounding. And when I heard that, I was like, I wasn't expecting that as an answer. But it's something that the Japanese tend to do. So if you do see Japanese like pouring water onto the floor or what they call it, using the flower watering can to water the floor, it's just basically them trying to cool down the floor. So that at least when anyone walk past the place, they won't feel they at least don't feel the hot air coming from the ground instead. Oh my god. How is this? Oh my goodness. How high do I have to leave my knee for goodness sake? You suddenly do that at home. I mean, for my case, I have to do that on the balcony at the same time because it's to clean out at least I would say to clean out. But it's kind of amazing that the floor gets dry very fast, especially during hot weather. If you do this during the winter period, you definitely have ice on the floor. There was one time when I was like cleaning the floor during the winter period, and I was kind of a little bit of regretting it because at that time the floor just go like how to call it get frozen. It just get frozen at the time, and it was like, oh, yuppie. And I have to go and prepare some warm water to pour over it. And it did get at least better, but it was just at the time I would say stupid though. Because I wasn't expecting the floor to actually stay wet and then get a bit of ice on it. Mini ice skate ring. The so-called mini ice skate ring will be actually the place where I have to hang my clothes, and it will be dangerous if I go out and step on it and drop all my laundry on the floor though. But I would say that yeah, definitely sometime when you think about pouring water on the floor during the winter period, you are gonna get an ice cream. I get that can be considered. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, there was a few times during the winter period. I mean, there's actually a few times during the winter period where I actually almost fell because of the floor. Not on my balcony, but during the on the when I went out, because the floor is basically when there is rain or when there is snow, the floor will be full of ice, so-called the ice or wet, and you can actually slip and fell easily. There was one time I actually fell. Like I haven't felt in a long while, so there was one time that I fell and it hurt my back at the time. But it's just ridiculous at how slippery the floor is at the time. But I can say that it's not that I hate it or whatsoever. It's just that what happened was that the previous night it was snowing, and it was actually my first time in Japan to encounter snow, especially in Kyoto. So when I saw the snow at that time, I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting such a nice snow. And basically, I mean, I have been to Nagano or Nagoya. I can't remember which place. I remember went there for skiing. And I mean the whole mountain side was actually full of snow. So even when you step on it, it won't turn into clear ice. Like basically, I wasn't expecting. It's like you just step on the snow and your legs sink in. But the thing is that when I stepped on the snow in Kyoto, the snow wasn't that thick. So basically, the snow compressed and it became solid ice. And when that happens, when you step on the ice, it's basically you are going to make the floor more slippery. And I was later told and learned that you don't wear summer shoes on the winter. They actually sell winter shoes in Japan during that period, and the winter shoe is just basically protect not just to keep your leg warm, but at the same time there is grip on the shoes to actually let you don't prevent from slipping. And I was like, oh my goodness. How long will I be in Japan? I'm still not quite sure though. I mean, I'm still finding job in Japan, and trying to go back to Singapore was a problem though. I mean, there was an issue on returning back to Singapore at that time though. I mean, the coronavirus I couldn't even get any plane ticket during that period, so it was very hard for me to return. And I've been staying in Japan for, I think I did extend by 2 years already. I actually stayed additional 2 years, so I had to stay in Japan for 2.5 years. Not 2.5 years. In total, I had lived in Japan for 5 years and 6 months. Yeah, I think 6 months. Can say 6 months though. I mean, the funny thing was that at that time, I would say that actually Japan, the way they countered the coronavirus was actually way worse than the one that happened in Singapore though. I have seen how Singapore government try to prevent the spread of coronavirus. I won't say it's perfect, but I know it's hard to hear it from a person who is staying in Japan, but for me who actually watch the news sometimes to understand what is happening around the world, I would actually say that the way Singapore government, I know that there might be a lot of people who doesn't like Singapore government, don't get me wrong, but the way they contain or control, I think control would be the better word, the way they control the coronavirus situation is actually to me considered way better than how Japan handled the situation though. Because the one thing is that a lot of people didn't realize that in Japan, unlike in Singapore where there is what they call it phrases, basically what to explain what the phrases mean in Singapore is that what happened is phase one from what I know is that they only allow a few people to roam around in the street and contain the number of people that are able to eat out or go out to buy stuff. And then there's a phase two where they slowly reduce the restriction by increasing the amount of crowd. So it's like they are slowly opening I would call it the tap water static. Basically, you're just switching on the tap water, but slowly. You're controlling the tap water head so that you do, whether you want to have more water come out or do you want to less water come out? So in the sense that is a very good tactic. But what happened in Japan is that a lot of people didn't realize that the reason why I say Japan handling of the coronavirus was actually a bad way is that when there was a 1 month shutdown, what happened was that they just closed the tap water to the maximum all the way to prevent anyone going out. But the thing was, when they reopened up, like basically the shutdown became reopened. What happened was the tap water instead of like how Singapore contained in phases 1, 2, and 3, Japan just everyone just go out. So basically, the next day after the shutdown was lifted, everyone just rushed through the street as if like there is no tomorrow.
Select a skill and attack.
And that was just how worse the situation was because the thing is that everyone just want to go out, which I can understand their feeling. But the thing is that there was no control, there was no restriction, and worst of all would be at that time was often more, and the subsequent situation is that everyone just disregard the issue on hand about the coronavirus, and there are even cases on even like it was on the first year of coronavirus where there are still people who didn't wear masks, and the spread of the coronavirus was ridiculous. So if anyone go and check the statistics on Japan, the wave of coronavirus cases was actually ridiculous. So the point that even right now, what actually how Japan handled it was that they took the vaccine, and they initially thought that they were immune to the virus until there was a case where there were people dying from the vaccine itself, and it caused a huge wave. To the point that at the time, the former late Prime Minister Abe had to step down as apologies because at the time it was like he was at the start of the case, and at the time Japan was also was handling the Olympic, so it caused a huge dread, and his successor had to step in for I think for around a 1 year period, and his way of handling the coronavirus was ridiculous, and people didn't like it, and he had to step down, which in turn come to the current prime minister in Japan at the moment. Which I won't say he's doing perfectly, but at the very least, I would say that at the very least, the control is somewhere there, and they are taking like lesson from some country like Singapore as mean to all control. Like initially, Japan don't have a policy where you even if you don't wear mask, they won't penalty you, they won't give you fine, they won't do anything. But when they start realizing that being lenient to Japan people was actually getting the cases up, they decided to implement penalty where basically before the current situation is that previously there was a short period where they say that if you don't wear mask you'll be fined. But the thing is that you are being fined is one thing, but the fine is like from what I know it's just 1,000 yen. It's basically equivalent to around Singapore $10-11. It's not a lot. But basically, you are just paying for just to wear a mask, and the funny thing is that there are still many people in Japan doesn't really care about the mask. I mean, there are still cases where I walk around and the people still doesn't wear mask, and currently in Japan because of the hot weather, right now they are actually stopping people from wearing masks so that they won't get overheat. It's like they actually consider heat stroke and overheat as worse as coronavirus. And instead of like, asking everyone to buy cooling air masks or whatever, they just ask everyone don't wear masks, which is the current situation in Japan. You got to go. Alright, have a good day. For me, I'll be continue doing my ring fit exercise at the moment. Also, make sure to drink enough water to prevent heat stroke. Oh my goodness. Oh, poor again. I guess I'll drink some pot of water first and drink. A cup of water. Whew. Oh, okay.
Okay, let's go. Pull the ring con while breathing in. Great!
Hai,
Wonderful!
mata. Matanga.
Well done! Keep it up! Neat. Up to. Good job! Keep it up! Fine work! Excellent! Very nice! Fantastic!
Hmm.
All right! Awesome! Great! Amazing! Excellent! Nice! Nicely done! Great! Yes! Yes! Fantastic! Good job! Well done! Nice! Man, increase your pace! Very nice! Yes! Yes! Well done! Great! Okay! Good job! One left! Okay, let's switch sides.
Let's switch side.
Okay, let's go. Good for working those upper arms. Great! Wonderful! Nice! Sharp! Okay! Perfect! Okay! Awesome! Very nice! Keep it up!
I thought I'm doing a lot of both food today though. It's like not even half of the HP of the black monster.
All right!
Oh,
Nice! Excellent!
oh my goodness. Hmm.
Good! Excellent!
But in any case, the situation in Japan, I won't say is any worse. I mean, like, I believe that when they actually check the cases, funny thing is that in Japan, there are a lot of people with, saying that why is Japan still reporting daily cases, but not reporting the number of the serious case. There are actually a group of people in Japan who is complaining about that. But on the other hand, um, I would say that at least Japan did handle it in a controlled way. Although not, I always say that it's no such perfect solution to it.
Right on! Perfect!
But at least I would say at the I mean like at the very least it's not as worse as what
Bend your knees.
everyone were I mean there was actually a protest in Kyoto area where people was complaining about the number of deaths even in Kyoto, not just over in other part of Japan. And there was even till now there are still protests in some part, like they call it activities, but it's just basically them just going around and talking about Japan government not handling the coronavirus case well or whatsoever. And personally for me, I'll be like just trying to stay clear of the road because they tend to stand on the main road. So there are actually times when I prefer to like just walk around, but seriously don't really want to go near that area though. Let's see. If I want to go, let's just do both food.
Okay, let's go. Careful not to lower your elbows. Okay.
The second
Sharp.
So secondly, about the coronavirus in Japan, I won't say it's worse anymore. There are still prevention around. People still wear masks. It's just that initially in the restaurant or fast food place, um,
Fine work. Nicely done.
basically there are still time when people still get virus from there, but
Perfect.
And to be honest, I hardly went out to eat though. I mean, like I'm a person who hardly eat out. But during the coronavirus, it just made me even don't even want to go out to eat though. Although there are cases time or when I feel like I want to go out and eat, just go to the McDonald's. And the funny thing is that initially I thought there would be a lot of people. So there are actually days when I went to a McDonald's and there's no one in the restaurant. But I think after they restrict the case downwards and became much better, I do see some people going out to eat. The only thing is that sometimes is that when people say that how do people get virus easily at that time is that when you go to a restaurant, you have to take down your mask to eat the food. And at the time there was no full restriction on like making sure that everyone sits separately or whatsoever. Even at the restaurant where I work part time in, there was no clear stream to prevent everyone from spreading the virus or whatsoever. So um, the virus was spreading pretty much easily at that point of time. And even the worst part would be the nightlife, where actually a lot of Japanese love to go for, which is basically drinking out. And when I say drinking out, it's just basically that and a lot of people will be like, what kind of image Singapore have? Japan have. Like in Singapore where I stayed before, it wasn't that worse. But in Japan, the worst case about the nightlife in Japan is that there are actually people drink to the point that they can actually sleep on the floor, and it's not just one or two. You can just basically see a group of people sometimes just sleeping on the floor until the next morning when they woke up, or when the police woke them out, and it'll be a funny case story. But it just only if the person is drunk to the point of being too drunk. But other than that, I don't really see much problem. I mean, as long as they don't cause problem, you'll be fine. I mean, it's like in Singapore, a lot of people say they have the don't care mentality. But I will be like, just come to Japan and see how much of a don't care mentality you can have. Like the funny thing is, like, if you see a wallet on the floor, not everyone will actually go and pick it out and give it to the police. Sometimes they will just leave it on the floor and not even think about it until like maybe when a police walk past or maybe some kind soul walk past and they'll take it to a police station to report it as a lost and found case situation. But the number of time when I see actually there are a number of time when I see such a thing on the floor, and there are times like depending on my situation, but I bring it to the nearby police station or the nearby koba, basically some sort of a police post or something. Yeah, sometimes more than not, there will be people just walk past it. And there was even one time when I see a wallet on the floor and no one even picked it up until I just bring it out to the like. And the funny thing is that the police station was just like a 1 minute walk from the spot. I just pick it up, go to the police station, report it, and as a lost and found, and then I just walk off. I guess the reason might be because that when you report a lost and found case, you have to actually give your address, your phone number, whatsoever, and give like your information to the police in the case of like just for verification. And I guess it does make a lot of people feel like it's Nendosai, it's so troublesome, so people will just decide not to do it at all. So for me, there are times based on situation I will do it. Like example, if I got time, I'm just walking around, I will just give it. Like basically, I mean, like who know who might be looking for the wallet on the floor or who might be looking for the lost and found. But the other time when I got part time and I'm in a rush, I have to leave it on the floor, which kind of broke my heart sometimes. Though there was one time when I see someone fell off the bicycle, and I just go. There was no one going up to help the poor guy. I just walk up, help him pick up the bicycle, wait for him to get out, and just let him ride off. And everyone just watch, and then I just okay, let's go off. Don't care about anything. 阿英さんこの雨好笑day. And thank you for the ice cream cup. As of right now, I'm just talking about some stuff in Japan, but at the same time, I'm actually doing ring fit exercise. So my voice might sound a little bit tired, but I can assure you that I'm actually fine.
Nicely done. Great. Shot.
But in any case, any one thing about I wouldn't say Japan is a bad place. There are, I mean, in any other country, there is always good stuff, and then there is also the bad stuff. It's just that when you live in Japan for long enough, you'll see a lot of ugly stuff. I mean, there are actually a few people I come across where they were initially like very chill to stay in Japan, and after like just a few days, they wasn't keen on staying long. I even got one of my friend, someone that I call friend, that is how I would say, but we are more to acquaintance. I would say acquaintance. But the one thing is that when we stay in Japan at the time, when we go out, he was like initially very chill to stay in Japan. Like he just wanted to like work in Japan, do a lot of things in Japan, get a wife in Japan or something. But 3 months into it, he's like he given out on staying in Japan. He just told me that he given out a lot of stuff. Doesn't want to do this, doesn't want to do that. And at the end of the day, from what I was told, like the last contact I got from him was that he went back to his country. He's basically decided to run back. He just decided to run back to his country. And the only thing is, I can only say that I wish him all the best. But at the same time, it's kind of sad to like when people say that they like Japan, but they don't like the long-term stay or whatsoever. Or sometimes when they start to see a bit of ugly side of the country and they start to give up, it's like for me, I would say that when you go to any other country, there's always the other ugly side. It's just that it depends on how you handle it. Like there's a few, like I always mention about this a lot. Is that I almost get hit by truck in Japan. I almost get hit by a truck in Japan, and the one thing is that I always tell everyone is that as long as I'm alive, that's fine. I mean, I didn't get hit by any truck so far. There was actually one time when I was really almost get crushed by a truck at the time, but I was actually good, fast enough to dodge it. But it was kind of scary though. I mean, for any other one, or any other person, I believe they will be very scared to the point of not wanting to stay. But I mean, I can understand the part where in many isekai story when they talk about getting hit by truck kun and get isekai. I mean, like in Japan, I almost got hit by truck myself though. To the point that I don't even dare. When anyone asks me about truck kun, I never dare to joke about the truck kun's joke in Japan. Personally, for me. Because most of the time, often more than not, everyone who know me know that sometimes whenever excuse me, like whenever I talk about something, it always happen in a funny time or funny way or wrong timing at the wrong place or wrong time or whatsoever. It's like there are times when some joke I don't dare to say it. It's because I'm worried for my own safety, guys. So there are sometimes when I don't talk about stuff. It's that I can mention that there was cases of me getting almost hit by a truck. I mean, there was actually one case where I got hit by a taxi, but I mean, I got hit not by a taxi. I was hit by a car. Like basically hit by a car, and the good thing is that I was fine at the time. Just some scratches on my leg, but the worst part would be my bicycle was actually it was still alright, but the thing is that the hit by the car actually broke some of the ring on my bicycle to the point that I couldn't ride it. Basically the ring on the chain. So basically there was a few times when I step on the pedal, it doesn't link onto the gear on the back of my and it became so called to me I would call it a useless bike. Basically I can just pedal bicycle and not move at all. And because of that, I have to change my bicycle because I couldn't use the bicycle. And during that time before I even changed my bicycle, before I got a new bicycle, I mean for like a few months I have to like just walk around some of the places. Like when I got my bicycle at the time, if I have to travel a bit further, I will actually have to take my bike or sometimes I will just walk there. Like Kyoto Station, I will sometimes I walk there, or if I don't feel like it, I'll just cycle all the way there. But Because of that, most of the time when I don't not in the mood to walk, I will just take the subway. And the thing is that the subway fee, I know some people will be saying it's not that expensive, but 260 yen per trip, yeah, definitely not something I want to pay. That's like around Singapore dollar $3 for one simple trip. Oh, oh my god, oh, my arms! Oh, oh my god, my arms.
Select a skill and good luck.
Oh.
Press.
And I reached 200 calorie burn that fast. Alright.
Okay, let's go. This exercise works your shoulders. Correct. Okay.
But let's just say that it's not really something that I would expect myself to do, like walking a long period of time. I mean, there are actually days when I have to walk like 1.5 hours all the way to Kyoto Station. I always take my time to walk. Unless I'm in a rush, then I'll shorten the time by taking the subway. I mean, like 1 hour, maybe 30 minutes walk. Most people won't even think about it though. One of my friend who is very fast walker. Yeah, I feel like she can just walk from my place all the way to Kyoto Station in 1 hour though. Like the way she walk is like so freaking fast. To the point that the other time when I keep asking, do you exercise or something? And she'll be like, no, I don't exercise. And I was like, you walk so freaking fast. I mean, at that time, my leg, I only got muscle, a little bit of muscle on my leg, but not muscular to the point that I can walk very fast though. It's just basically the muscle on my leg is just for me to maintain my body from not falling down.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
Okay. Fantastic. Well done.
I feel like my shoulder is going to drop off though. Yep.
Excellent. Good job.
I guess I will do a little bit of running later on after this. I'll do a little bit more exercise. I probably will be repeating some of the class before I jump to the next one. Or maybe if the next one first map is actually considered nice one, I might consider doing it.
Fine work.
I won't just stop here today. Today I'll be increasing a little bit more.
Great. Let's
Whew.
fantastic. Well done. Very nice.
Just the boss fight always takes time.
Good job.
Whew.
You got it. Okay. Fine work. Yes. Yes. Fine work.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Squeezing.
Whew.
Tough one, but you can do it.
How many overhead press do I have to do today though?
Okay.
Oh goodness me.
Be sure to use your chin.
This is getting ridiculous.
Excellent. Okay. Nicely done. Well done. Very nice. Nice. Awesome.
Oh my god, my hand is actually going to fall off though. I've been doing overhead press on this one. Actually, more like doing overhead press for this long can be very, very tiring though. Eh,
Fine work.
J3 say got Saikato-san. Hello. How's your day? Do you sleep well? Right now I'm just doing reflex exercise and my leg is yesterday. How do I say this? My leg was fine. It's getting fine yesterday, but it's just that right now I'm doing a lot of arm exercise and my arm is getting tired though. Oh
Okay.
my god, I think it's gonna fall off soon though.
Well done.
Oh my god. The funny thing is that it's so hot in Japan. Yeah, I'm drinking water to prevent myself from getting overheated, but at the same time I need to drink water just because of my sweat is slowly coming out. Oh.
Good job. Perfect. Nice. All right. Awesome. Fine work. Fantastic. Great. Excellent.
I feel like
Amazing.
actually I feel like I need to do another set, right? Based on the amount of HP that this guy actually have though.
Girl.
Actually, right now I won't say Japan is that hot though. Even though I mean like even if I say hot, it's not that hot. It's just that there is not much sun because it will be raining for this week. So I guess it does help to bring down the temperature down a little bit. But the one thing is that I hate about rain after the sunny day after the rain is that you became so humid, hot to the point that you just stepping out you can just feel the humid in the air. It's just so humid. The humidity is just ridiculous. And that's the reason why I always say that it's similar to in Singapore. Is that anyone who go to Singapore will understand that the weather in Singapore the reason why I say it's humid hot is that you can just feel the humidity in the air. It's just that you just go off, you just step out of your house or step out of shopping mall or any cold air conditioner place. You can just sweat like in just seconds though. Just go out, step out, and then and then you start sweating because of the hot air. It's not about the sun shining on you and you're sweating from it. It's basically you can even in just the shade you can just feel the heat though. That's just how ridiculous the weather is. Even and that is the same temperature that is Japan right now having though. Like just step out for a while. If there is no wind running around, breezing around, yeah, definitely you can just feel you can just feel the hot air. The hot humidity to the point that I don't even like him. Oh my god, how many times do I have to do this overhead press though? My hand is getting lower and lower to the point that I actually can't hold it up into the hours though.
Very nice.
Let me rest my arm for a while. Alright, let's continue.
Yes. Yes. Excellent.
Alright, excellent.
Great. Fantastic. Wonderful. Good job. Nice. Neat. Fine work. All right. Perfect. Job. Sharp.
I don't like the holding part of the exercise though.
Amazing.
My god.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Nice.
Oh, finally it's over.
Great job. Go drink some
Oh.
water. Drop your hips.
Let's check. Yeah, let's exercise. No. Let's do a little bit more then. Say spread check, tune gluten check. Bicep like Everest. Check. But I can't quit now that I have all those. I still gonna maintain. Technically, you have to maintain your body even after getting all the muscle that you want. But for me, it's like if once I get enough exercise and slim down enough, I guess I would just say I mean, I wouldn't do that much exercise, but basically just some maintenance. I mean, if you stop exercising, I won't say I will definitely lose all the muscle that I train, but the thing is that I will gain weight very, very fast, and that's not something I want to. Alright, there is the mat over there. I don't want to fight. I want to do the running. So let's go back to the previous world. I mean, like, just basically based on the map, 66, 67, 68, 69, 4 more world. I guess I wonder if I will be able to reach all the remaining 4 world fast though. Alright, let's do this running instead. I mean, there is a few squat holes, so I guess it will be considered a few good squat exercise. Although I don't really have to count those squat holes as proper squat, but let's just do a proper one for wait. And then I mean, I'll be just doing repeating this map for a few times. I'll be just repeating this map a few times. You can say I'm just grinding my level, but at the same time, I just want to like. I guess in a sense that you can say that I'm just doing something like grinding the level and repeating the same course again. I just don't really want to do other form of exercise for now. Let's just do the running. It's simple. The reason why I took this map is that the monster can be taken out easily with his shape or standing twist. So I don't think I need to worry on that. I mean, at the same time, I don't really need to run every single part of the map though. Yeah, half of the map is just basically me doing this twist and press and twist. And there's a few running part. And I will be taking them out with stand twist. Then increase again. No, it's not gonna increase a lot, but let's just continue. Woo.
Bend your knees and straighten them when you're all the way down. Score! Great effort!
I almost forgot that this map is like, I won't say that easy, but at least it's not that hard to miss the coin. I mean, you can just easily get the coins. So I don't think I need to worry on those. As long as I don't fail.
Let's a skill. Shake your hips. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, good. Move while focusing on your waist muscles. 1, good. 1, 2, 1, 2. Halfway there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 20 more. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, good. 10 more. 1, 2, 1, 2, 5 more. 2. Perfect. The enemy's disoriented. Now's our chance. Abdominal twist press rush. This will focus on your waist. Excellent. You should feel it in your stomach, not your arms. Lucky break. Overhead hip shake. Shake your hips. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, good. Move so your hips move to the side. 1, good. 1, 2. Halfway there. Great move.
That was easy. Although I have to shoot my butt. At least I would say this is considered a nice good offer to try. Whew.
Yeah, nice work. Good work.
And then all the way down.
Right on. You got it. Drop your hips. Instant victory.
Whew. Oh. Whew. Just continue a little bit more. This leg exercise. I don't want to do that particular. There is frying. Okay. I guess the one that I did earlier was much easier. Let's do this one. I'll just maybe do until maybe just one or two more.
All right, let's go.
Okay, let's continue.
Yeah, doing good.
Whew.
Nice. Check the enemy's color, then select a skill. Twist.
can do a little bit only the chest then.
Okay, let's go. Doing this with your legs off the floor works your abs. Excellent. Perfect. Very nice. Nicely done. Yes, yes. Excellent. Fine work. Keep it up. Okay. Shot. Great. Well done. Awesome. Good job. Nice. Fantastic. That battle was epic.
Okay.
Keep it up.
Bên sao? Có này. Oh, siêu đi. Do you sleep well?
Score.
You just go home? You cook gambata, huh? So how was school? Was it alright? I mean, it's just pre-introduction, but at least you should slowly get used to it. To the new high school life. First task in school obviously is to make new friends. Obviously you have to learn how to, and you should learn to social a little bit up though. I'm not saying that you must do it as soon as possible, but slowly take your time, but try to make a new friend within the first week. I'm sure you can do it. Do I know few more days is his dad's birthday? Really? Maybe you can try maybe meet a new friend who like cats and ask them that do and then maybe ask them do they want to come to your house to celebrate birthday with your cat or something. Maybe that might help. I know talking might be something that you can't do easily, but slowly take your time. But try to make some new friend on the first week. I'm sure you can do it. with two of your ads.
Good job.
Well, try to make a new group of friends though. But at the same time, it's best that you start making new friends. Because surely you don't want your ads to spread bad rumor about you, right? Because they will just say that you don't have friends, and then people will start, and at that time it'll be very, very hard for you to make new friends. So it's best you start change. Try, I won't say you have to, but at least try to make new friends. Because I'm sure you can do it. And I'm sure you'll get to meet a new friend that can understand you. Yes, what is it? Midnight Blue. Wait, if they allow, I guess it will be fine, but
Doing good.
so I mean like you can do it, but didn't you just like recently just did your hair? Maybe give it a while before start making changes to your hair. My toddler will be at your ah. I guess it should be fine then. I guess it should be fine. I mean, as long as you like it, I'm not going to stop you. I mean, for practice, it's not going to stop anyone from doing whatever they want to do. But try not, as long as it's not something that is against the law or something that is against the norm, the social norm, and to me, it's all right.
Drop your hips. Student
I mean, dyeing your hair is not. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing whatsoever. Though. Unless you're telling me the country banned coloring of hair, then that's a different story. Which I don't think so far I hear of any country that banned the coloring of hair. Though. Unless there is one. Hmm. Let's continue one more set. A different map maybe. Maybe this one? North Korea. Maybe. I don't know. I never been to North Korea. I do not know what is their law or whatever, so I will not comment on that. Oh shoot, I missed the first one. You know quite a bit. Now hold on. Now hot from So for a seat in the up. Yeah, that was the coin.
Check the enemy's colors and select a skill. Shake your hips. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, good. Be sure not to bend your lower back when you release your arm. Halfway there. 1, good. 1,
Oh, welcome back.
10 more. 2, 1, 5 more. Good. 1. Flawless. Ow! Keep squeezing.
He... What? It's mad because you put it somewhere. Maybe you should tickle it so that you won't be mad. Maybe.
Lucky break. Select a skill. Stand and twist. Twist.
Try wearing a glove next time. Imagine if you go and get a glove and you're unable to bite your hand because of that.
Your muscles look so
I'm not saying that you have to wear the glove and touch it. What I'm saying that wear a glove and play with him with the glove. See how you will react to it. Wow, you can try next time though, if you got a chance. If you got a chance, give it a try next time. It was funny that my house cat at the time just got shocked though. I guess it different from cat to cat.
Okay, good. When you want to vacuum something out, just select a skill. Overhead hip shift. Shift your hip. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Full range of motion for maximum effect. Good. 1, 2. Halfway there. Good. 1, 2, 1, 2. 20 more. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 10 more. 2, 1, 5 more. Good. 5. You did it. Right. Outstanding. Outstanding. Awesome work. Drop your hips.
Drop my foot and then it wasn't as hard as I thought. It's just running. And the heat shape maybe. Right, it's still considered like exercise. Oh, I guess it didn't burn that much. I guess this map doesn't burn that as much as I expected. I think this lasts a little bit more though. Let's do this one or two more, and then call it a day.
Great. Let's go.
I'll be right back. Just a minute. Don't worry. Every more I feel like your cat is just slowly wanting you to play with you. More.
Overhead hip shake brush. This will focus on your wrist.
Select
the skill and attack.
I guess some need to chest then.
Okay, let's move. Squeeze your abs, bend your knees. Okay. Amazing. Good job. Sharp. Excellent. Okay. Wonderful. Nice. Nice. Neat. Awesome. Yes. Yes. Excellent. Very nice. Perfect. All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. Great.
Oh.
Well done. Fine work. Amazing. Fine work. Nicely done. Great. All right. Very nice. Keep it up. Great. Good job. Nicely done. Fantastic. Neat. Great. Let's pick up the pace. Great. Okay. Keep it up. Excellent.
Oh, my goodness.
Good effort.
Oh. You can't stretch you anymore. Don't even let your cat stretch you for goodness sake.
Yay!
Ah.
Awesome. You did it! Woo! Okay, let's select a skill. Stand and twist. Twist. Keep the center of your body from wobbling. Halfway there. 20 more. Excellent! Apple arms! You should feel it in your stomach, not your arms. Let's break. Select a skill. Twist. Focus on your waist. Halfway there. Great to move your body, right?
Oh my god, feels terrible. Let's continue.
Nice. Doing great. Score! Drop your hips.
Oh,
Victory!
I guess that's it for today. Oh my goodness. Ah. Oof. I guess that's good enough for exercise for today though. I mean, it's considered very light exercise. Oof. Finished for the day. I mean, today already 400 calorie burn. That's why I decided to stop. Just stop at 400 for today. And I'm starting to get a bit hungry. As for squat, I did quite a few squat earlier. Although the squat based on the wide squat and squat is just 57, but there is the squat holding, which basically to me is that still you have to do a squat as well as the what was it abdominal press and twist. That also another. Oh my god, that's like 56 squat though. I guess that in a sense you can say it's more. I did more than around 100 plus squat. Let's just say we did 100 squat. With that being said, let's do some warm up and then rest up.
Be mindful of your body and stretch within the range of your ability. Raise both arms and pull down on your left elbow. Stretch your upper arms while pulling your elbow downward. Now do the same on the opposite side. Stretch slowly and don't hold your breath. Bring yourself back slowly. Stretch your left arm to the side and hold it with your right arm. Pull in your arm and stretch the muscles of your left shoulder. Now do the same on the opposite side. Slowly stretch out, but be careful not to bounce.
Oh my god. I feel like my right arm is actually more tired though. The stretch is actually much stronger. I can feel the stretch more stronger on my right arm.
Rotate your hands behind your back and grasp your
I guess my right. I've been doing a lot of arm press a little bit too much earlier.
Bring your neck back up and stretch in the opposite direction as well. Stretch slowly. Don't overdo it. Bring yourself back slowly. Join your hands together in front of you. Position your glutes as if you're going to sit down, then stretch your hands forward.
Oh!
Bring yourself back slowly. Spread your feet, raise both hands, and hold your left wrist. While pulling on your wrist, tilt to the right and stretch your side. Return to your original position, switch hands, and bend the other way. Stretch slowly. Don't overdo it. Bring yourself back slowly. And your stretching is complete. Good job.
Alright, let me sit down. Very tired. The muscle crease. What's muscle in the interside of your thigh that is used to when closing your leg? See? Oh, okay. I can't remember, was it maximum? I mean, maximum is the butt. The other muscle, I remember it was on the arm. It's just the last one, one of them I'm not sure, so I was like, either minimal. In any case, I guess it was called the adductor. Seriously, why is there so many scientific names for a body part though, for goodness sake? I never go and really remember the name of each body part exercise. For me, it's just more like, just make sure that I can get slim exercise and that's all. In any case, I believe tonight I'll be playing Hollow here, just trying to see whether I can get beyond left 30 minutes mark. Let's just see how it goes. I have not touched it for 1 or 2 days, so I'm not quite. Actually, did I touch it last night? I don't think so. I don't think I touched it yesterday because of I was playing Genshin. In any case, I will go and take a rest now, everyone. If you're watching this in the morning, have a good day. If you're watching this at night time, have a good night rest. We'll again have the next stream of video. Bye.